Hi, my name's Felix Handley. I'm a first year stone carving student. I'm just working through some ideas for the Windsor Castle grotesque. The initial inspiration for my idea were images of God the Geometer, where God is shown as a figure holding a compass and measuring the universe. Really, this started me off thinking that at the time the St George's Chapel was created, science and religion were much more closely linked than they seem today, almost branches of the same study. And the geometer image was created at a time when geometry was the cutting edge of science. So to update this idea, I thought I could create a figure that references CERN, which is the Large Hadron Collider, which is the current cutting edge of exploration. To do this, I'm going to create a figure cradling an object. The form of this object hopefully will refer to imagery that I've taken from CERN, of its internal structure, or possibly from diagrams that illustrate its function.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I'm on the first year of the 3-year stone carving diploma at Sitting Guilds. We've just been looking at the Windsor project. When we visited Windsor, I took from it that they'd like us to create something that was contemporary and also personal to ourselves. So I started looking into eagles, and I have a personal link with the army. It's the end of Afghanistan this year. It's also the centenary of the First World War. So I started looking at the images of poppies and military insignia. I found that the army mascot is a bald-headed eagle called Zephyr. I really liked that imagery, so started to look at how I could incorporate an eagle coming out of the building, possibly with the use of poppies as well, from remembrance poppies. David Cameron this year is asking lots of people to plant poppies, so there's going to be fields and fields of them everywhere. I thought this is a really strong link and a nice image to convey on the building.
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm 42 from Providence, Rhode Island in the United States in New England, and I moved here about 4 years ago with my wife Megan, who's at Royal Veterinary College. I've tried to have a couple of different design possibilities. One is with this sort of creepy crawly hand coming out of the dragon's mouth, and then the other possibly to just have some really scary big teeth. I've tried to incorporate some influences from the Americas in the model. So the teeth are derived from some pre-Columbian art, some from the Aztecs and Mayas, and then took a little bit of design from Inuit and Haida Aboriginals from up around Canada, Pacific Northwest. And then also some cubism going on here in terms of the planes of the faces of the dragon, sort of crawling up the molding.
My name's Ruby Sumner and I'm 23. I came to this course after doing an art foundation, which I kind of realised just didn't really fit in with what I was interested in. I was much more interested in traditional and historical sculpture. And this is Windsor, my Windsor model. Which is obviously an owl in flight. To do with symbolism, there is a lot of symbolism with owls, but actually I just picked it purely for sculptural reasons. I just found it really interesting. I think they're very kind of mysterious creatures.
My name's Catherine Ladd and I'm a third year diploma student on the Sitting Guilds stone carving course. My design is based around Romanesque carvings inspired by the cathedrals of Chartres and Autun. I like the fact that over the saints or sculptures there's a small canopy, and the canopies contain little houses or buildings or dwellings that are similar to this. I wanted to draw a parallel, or I thought it was an interesting parallel, about having a house to protect the house of, or the sacred space that is St George's Chapel, and the idea of home and how people view their own home as a sacred space. So it was having a house to protect the chapel. It is slightly different from what would normally be perceived as a grotesque.
think there's something very beautiful and mysterious about that. These are more literal, so I don't know how you square that, because but that is very beautiful. Well, I think you've done very well. I mean, one thing that we discussed with this was how you could keep that sort of sense of animation through the modelling, and how that would vary when it goes into being carving. Yeah. You certainly kept it here. You know, this is. We could look at it exactly, but I don't think that's the issue. I think the story is still the same story there. But the big change is going to be from that into stone.
I think this is a stronger piece, if I may say. The only thing that I'm slightly curious about is that I think the teeth do with a bit of more ferocity.
You know, like you mean in terms of the rounded versus
as if the food would have to be liquidised rather than taken whole, as it were. I don't know. I just wondered whether or not it's a minor thing, but I just wondered if there's some opportunity for.
Next time we have an alternative set of teeth to put in different dentures.
Yeah, it's going really good at the moment. It was quite daunting at first, but once we kind of gotten going, it's a lot easier now, and the stone's really soft, and so it's quite quick actually.
I'm just about to start doing all the detail. So that's what I'm starting on today, and marking in the mouldings around the side. So I've got everything concrete in place that I can work from.
Hello, my name's Josh, I'm 24 years old. I came to the City and Guilds having studied fine art sculpture at the Camberwell College of Art. I think I came to City and Guilds to try and wanted to learn a historic craft. I'm currently working on a grotesque for Windsor Castle. It's a Pied Piper in a medieval style. So I'm currently working on carving the face. I've got these set points on the face which are key points to finding the face in the stone. Using my calipers, I measure the distances between each point and then check they correlate on the stone. In the carving process, it's crucial to pay attention to the negative space as well as the positive. The negative space often is what sort of brings out the form and creates the shadow which brings the carving to life.
Hi, my name's Sam. I came to City and Guilds after studying historic building conservation at Weymouth College. This is my grotesque for Windsor, which is a horde of rats. The first thing to consider with this one, because of the repetition, is to get the masses in first before you start to address the form. Therefore you get the right angle of the heads and orientation. Another consideration with this piece is, because of its location on the building and the complexity, is making sure it reads from a distance. That involves sort of making sure the darks are very dark and the highlights are the correct form and shape.
Keep coming on.